Hi Stampers! Here is the card that we're going to make today. It's just a different color combination and I think cuter than the one that I put on my blog the other day, which was this one, except I added some little dashes because that was boring. But I love these colors. This is the one I told you to make a video for, so while the colors are different, how you make it's the same. I am becoming a huge fan of the Stamps of Life stamps, and I belong to their stamp club, and so go there and check it out. And if you go visit my blog, I have links to her site. So anyway, this is Coffee for Two stamp set that I'm going to use, and she has a matching framelits set, but I can't show you those in the package because I have them out right now. So I was trying to prep some stuff a little bit ahead of time, because some of you said my videos are too long. I do like to ramble, and it's so fun. I just love it. So there we go. I just put the stamp onto my acrylic block, and here is just a scrap piece of Very Vanilla. So the first thing I'm going to do is emboss the cup. So I'm going to just use Versamark. It's my favorite. Make sure I get all the edges, because I did one earlier and I didn't get them all. I am of the I would rather overdo it than not enough. So, I'm always forgetting this. Little embossing. Stampin' Ups calls it Embossing Buddy. I'm sure it has another name. You can find them at Joann's or anywhere. It doesn't have to be Stampin' Up. But if you rub that on the card before, then it keeps the excess powder from the embossing powder sticking to places that you don't want it on your image. So you can see that you can't really see anything of much. Stamps it clear. And then I'm just taking Stampin' Up! Silver embossing powder, but obviously you can use any brand. It all pretty much works the same. And I just dump it. It's not like I can't put it back in. So now you can see it, that it stuck to the images where I had stamped with the Versamark. You just take your handy dandy heat tool. Mine's a little loud. I do have one that I already made, but most of you probably know how to emboss, but if I have any newbies out there, this is the coolest thing. You see how it's turning it? You just run the heat over it, and you'll notice how it raises it up, and this one, since it's silver, is kind of shiny too. Love it! Oh, I love embossing powder. So easy and yet so fun. See how shiny it is and it's all raised? Love that. So I'm going to use the matching framelit. I already have one done. Save time. I heard you when you said my videos were too long. So this is the coffee cup from Stamps of Life framelit that matches. So I've put it on my cardstock, already printed and ready to go. This I just use washi tape. You can use the sticky part of a post-it note, anything that you use to hold that framelit in place. So when it's going through your die cutting machine, I use the Big Shot, but when it's going through there, then that frame won't move. So I'm going to run it through really quick. Behind you, you can't see it. If you don't own a Big Shot, you've got to get it. It is the most awesomest thing. So I ran it through, and voila, there's my super cute coffee cup. I was thinking a while ago when I made that card, I thought, ooh, that would make like a really cool mask. I could do a mask, so I saved 2 of those. Maybe I want a coffee cup mask. So I'm going to set that aside. So I have my coffee cup. Next thing I want to do is I want to cut out this middle piece and show you how to get that circle. Super easy after I had failed at a number of times. I had die cut this piece out and was trying to punch the hole in the middle. Yeah, that didn't work. So super easy. Let me show you how to do that middle piece. I just took a scrap piece of paper and a 1-inch circle punch and just randomly punched it anywhere. Here's where my brilliance came in after many failed attempts. Duh. Punch my hole out first and then put my framelit, center it over my hole. So that's much easier. So punch your hole first, and since I only have one of these, I couldn't have it pre-done for you, so let me get some washi tape here. I think that looks pretty good. Just gonna kind of put it down. There we go. And I'm gonna run that through the big shop. Okay. And voila. My great little punched out piece. Love it. So fun. Love these framelits. They are so popular. You can get them everywhere now. Alrighty. So I've got my coffee cup, my little circle piece. Now we've got to make the twine center. And the way that I did that was I just took a scrap piece of paper, and heck, I think I might have enough room on this one, and took a 1 1/4 inch square. I wish I had a square a tad bit smaller, but I just punched out a square. 1 1/4 is a little too big, but a 1 inch was a little too small. So I took the square and then I just kind of trimmed it down a little bit. And you can just keep testing. Trim it down a little, and then I hold it up to see if it fits. And it does. So it fits behind the circle. You can't see any of the edges. So all we're going to do is take this little square. I typically just tape my twine behind it. Some people like to put like a glue stick on the back to hold it. I'm just going to tape it. This is my Mind's Eye twine from the Miss Caroline collection. Just love this color. Little Scotch tape. And you can be as sloppy as you want on the back of this because no one's going to see it, we hope. I always go over. I just trim it off. Ah, got the cardstock. And you can see how bad I need to have my nails done. I have one broke. Okay, so then I just start twining it. I start winding it around the card. And so that you don't have to watch me do that, I have one already done. So you just wind it around the card, and then tape the back when you're all done to secure those sides down like I did here. I've got a tape running across the back of it. So I have that all done. Oh, one thing that I added to this was these cute little dashes. I thought this is really plain and boring. And then I thought, ooh, dashes. Love dashes. So I'm just using my Melon Mambo pen from Stampin' Up. You can obviously use whatever. And I'm just quickly going to make little dashes. And yes, I could have had this done, but I didn't. See, look, you can have a lesson on uneven dashes. I always say it's art. Those people who can make like these even, perfect little dashes and dots, and I'm like jealous. Oh, I got too big a gap there. Okay, good enough. Works for the sake of the video. Then I just take the twine, get that little thing off of there, and position it behind the circle. And my favorite Scotch tape again. It's amazing how Scotch taped up things can be. People are like, oh, that's so cute. And it's like, oh, it's held together with Scotch tape. My thing is, if it's on the back, they can't see it, I'm okay with that. So you can see how it totally covers up the hole. And because I'm a sloppy taper, I just gotta go trim off that little bit of excess. There we go. Okay. Now we can start putting together some of the card pieces. So again, this is my mind's eye. I love this paper from the Indie collection, and they have like a feminine, I can't remember the exact name of it, but there's like a feminine color palette and a more masculine color. I'm taking some gray ribbon. This happens just to be taffeta ribbon from Stampin' Up! Because I had it and it matched. And I'm doing the total cheat way of making a knot, because I am the world's worst knot maker. And guess what? Scotch tape. See, do I want that to go that way or this way? Which one? Oh, yeah, I want it the other way. So, let's get it where I want it. Need it kind of low because I've got to get my cup up there. I could have cut that a little shorter, but oh well. More Scotch tape. And then, to make my knot, I just take a piece and run it under there and act like I'm gonna tie my shoe or something and tie it. There we go, a knot. I didn't have to fight with it. I can move it over a little bit. I think I want it over a little bit. There we go. Snip the ends. I love these scissors. People who say scissors are scissors is not true. Now I know Stampin' Up! Doesn't make these scissors, but I don't know who the manufacturer is for them, but I love these scissors. I have two pair. I have one that I use for paper and one that I use for ribbon only. Okay, so I've got that there. Now I'm going to put this onto my card base. As I get tape everywhere. I use tons of this stuff. A lot of people are like, oh, it just takes a little bit. I'm like, slop it on. Manufacturers love me. I use tons of it. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. There was tape on here. Okay, now all we have to do is stamp our sentiments on the cup. That is what I totally love about these clear stamps. I can see exactly where it's going. This ink I'm using is Rose Red from Stampin' Up! I can see right through there. Thanks. And I think this is such a cute font. I just love this set. I wish she made more words in this font. And then at the bottom, a latte. So cute. So easy. This is something that you could mass produce, like if you were making a bunch of cards for Operation Right Home. To me, this doesn't take a whole lot of time. Now this one that I pre-made, a little edge is showing. If a little edge is showing, just smash it back. Didn't have that on quite as good as I should have. And I put it on a little tight, so it's buckling a little bit. But that's okay for showing you how to do it. Somewhere I have, here it is, foam tape. I love this stuff on the roll. I'll use the roll. I think I want it a little bit thicker. No. I think it's probably a little more expensive to do it this way, but I like the roll stuff. Since that is kind of puffing it up a little bit, I'm going to put a little bit thicker of this foam tape on the side. And you know what? I think for good measure, I'll just throw some of that on there too. Okay. We're almost done. Plop that in the middle. How cute is that? So cute. That would even look cute on like the front of a little bag or something. I just love that coffee cup. Okay, refocus. Put a little foam on the back. They need to sell this in rolls of like 100 feet for me. I love this stuff. There we go. Peel it off. Come on. And I just love stuff slanted, so I'm slanting my cup. There we go. How cute is that? So easy to make, so cute. Again, Stampin' Stamps of Life is where the stamp set came from with the matching dies. Visit my blog at stampinmania.blogspot.com and see all the info there. Thanks for stopping. Bye.